Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. We're kicking into spring, and it's we're kicking into spring, but you folks up in New York and D.C. and Boston, yes, you're going to have one more little snow flurry, a couple 2 to 3 inches on March 20th, tomorrow morning. How's that? That's a kicker. This is by an unknown author. Expect the best, believe something good is going to happen, and it usually will. Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not here. What are you doing right now, baby? Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials down 117, NASDAQ up 9, S&P's off 11.5, gold contract up $19.60, trading at $1,170 an ounce. Silver up 58 cents at $16.13 an ounce. Platinum up $6 at $1,124 an ounce. Copper up 8 pennies at $2.67 a pound. Light sweet crude down $1.25 at $45.36. Oil just can't get a bid. Bonds, the 10-year down 11 ticks, 128.07. 30-year up 8 at 163.12. King dollar up 739 at 99.52 after getting whacked yesterday, down 4,500 ticks. You get a high volume spike down at 95. Bottom line, I suspect King dollar large turnaround to the downside. King dollar has been going up since 2011. Euro down 224 at 106.40, and the yen up 80 at 120.91. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? Okay, so if we take a look at the SPY, you're coming into quadruple witching tomorrow morning. Well, tomorrow all day. The first one starts out right at the open when the S&Ps, the futures on the S&Ps are going to expire. So, SPY, what do we have? We're at 209.50. The high of the S&Ps going back to the February 25th level is 212.24. I expect, you know what, that baby wants to get tested. That's how this is shaking out. So we'll see how we push into that. That's on your daily, and what you do have is that on your weekly, right now, you're pushing it. You're still pushing in with some volume. So this thing wants to get tested. So far this week, we've done 568 million shares. You know, the last high was up there with 400 million. The prior high, which was that spike that we got, that's where the big volume is. That's 1.2 billion. On that, that's on a weekly basis, by the way. The Qs, NDX 100, also want to test those highs. NDX 100, the 3 Qs out here, you're at 108.8. That high, you're right next to it. The low of the high, we almost tested today. The low of the high is 108.58. The high is 109.42. You can expect that baby is going to get tested. Small caps, what the IWM is doing, that's doing a small ABC structure on the way up. And I suspect what you have there inside the Russell 2000, many of the commodity stocks, the small commodity stocks, basically they got off their bottom. You don't need a lot of movement when, in fact, all of them have moved up, whether it's 50 cents, 70 cents, 80 cents, inside that Russell 2000. Gold contract. Okay, let's take a look at gold. What we have with gold is this. Gold is trading right now at 1170, and I'm going to do 2 different things here with you. The continuous contract on gold. So gold did everything that it should have done coming into the lows first off. Because what we had done is this. When you come off a long-term downtrend, and gold has been in a downtrend, folks, okay, for like 3 years. You know, let's see. Yeah, the high was established in, the high was established in 2011. We really came off the high, though, in September of 2012. Okay, so you've been going down since September of 2012. What we've done is that we've gone into the break topside of, let me get to this month, because this is pretty cool what we've actually done. We've gone into December of 09. That's what we went into. And we came into that area. If you happen to be watching Tiger TV, what I'm doing here is I'm putting up the GLD for you so you can do this correlation yourself at home. So the high of the high volume spike in the GLD is 1119. That's the high. The low is at 105. That correlates inside the gold market to 1,075 of being the low and 1226 being the high. Well, when we came into that area, we tested that area with 147 million shares versus 568 million shares. That's a beautiful thing, folks. But what had happened is this, is that we haven't had buyers inside the gold market, period, since like November. The first low that was established in gold goes all the way back to June of 2013. So what have we been doing? Well, we've been building cars, folks, for 2 years. Yeah. Now, the cool thing is this. When you take the correlation of how we're pressing the bottoms and how we press the top inside the gold market, what you're going to see is this. The first time down, which was in June of 08, what we had done there is that you did 254 million. You go topside and we do like 194 million, which is not bad, by the way. We pull back. Now watch how this works, because this is really cool. As we pull back it in December. We do that with 185 million versus that spike of 254. So you can see first pullback, which ends up being 6 months later, had lighter volume. Okay? Then we go topside again. We go topside with 182 million. Not bad, right? We pull back down again. We test again, and we test again with 140 million. That test was established in October. So now it's 155 million, rather. So watch, 155 million versus 185 versus the actual bottom that was down to 254. Then what do we do? Now this is where we're at here. Then you go topside. We had the first nice sign of strength. That sign of strength came in January. You went from 1120 to 1250. You did the wide price spread, you had the accelerated volume, and the GLD, we went topside with 198 million shares, reversing and also pushing into the swing point of 1,300 or 1,290 with lighter volume, with heavier volume, rather. Now, what do we just do? What we had done on a daily basis is this. It kept pushing into the lows, not getting croaked. No sellers were below those lows. Now I'm going to turn around and I'll put this up on a very short-term basis, because what we did right before we took off again is that the traders cleaned out the bottom. And when I say cleaned out the bottom, there were no more sellers under 1149 in the future contract. We went to 1142, but under 1149 there was nothing there. What ended up happening? You had the wide price spread, accelerated volume come right off of that. That was the first time that we actually had buyers in the market, wide price spread, accelerated volume in the metals as well as the equities. Now what do we need? Bottom line, you just have to stay over. Inside the metal market right now, we got to stay over the 1162 area. And tomorrow is going to be a big one, because coming into a Friday is always a tough deal. So we'll see where that shakes out. But the way gold is right now, gold is saying to me we can go to 1223. Silver's different animal. Silver, when I say different animal, wants to go higher, but silver doesn't have to stop at 1670. 1690, it doesn't have to stop at 1690. Why? Silver absolutely got more strength. Silver had the wide price spread, accelerated volume yesterday, had the volume into it today. Silver wants to run to this 1851. So it's going to be wild watching this whole thing shake out. Option expiration tomorrow. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. We'll be coming right back. Dow Industrials closed down 117. NASDAQ up 9. S&P's off 10.5. We're going to be right back.